Another sunny, beautiful day, another day to go out to Dollar Tree and find some stickers. I have worked with stickers before, and Dollar Tree has such a selection. I brought home several and some that I already had here, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. All of these designs are either 3D, farmhouse, fun. They even have some iron on. Let me show you. We're going to start with this small, tiny little cutting board. I'm going to use my drill and my safety glove, and I'm just going to drill a hole on the handle. I feel like most cutting boards have it, so I'm just going to add one. I'm going to sand it down smooth to remove any splinters. Of course, remove the sticker, wipe it really well, and then I'm just going to give it one coat of Waverly chalk pen in the white. You can do any color you want, my friends. Remember that this is just for inspiration. I love white. I love creating with white. So this one's just going to be fully white, and then of course we're going to let that dry. I did do the front, the back, and all the sides. Now that it's full and dry, we're just going to plank it. I'm going to use my square, and I'm just going to use the smaller section as my guide. And I'm going to make lines all the way up. Once everything was dry, I am going to distress it. I'm focusing mainly on the edges, and I'm using my palm sander just because it's a little quicker, but you can definitely use your sanding block or sanding paper. I'm going to sand here and there, and I'm going to do all the edges as well as the front of the back. Then it's time to dust it again really well, because now we're going to add a beautiful sticker. Now look at these. I've used these before, and I just love that they have this farmhouse sign look. They're just gorgeous. I'm going to use one of the smaller ones from this set, and it already has a little sticky part to the back, and it actually sticks really well, but you can certainly use hot glue if you want to have a little bit more of secure hold. I'm going to place it on the right bottom corner, and then I'm going to take this beautiful natural jute. It's like a lacy ribbon. I'm going to thread it through the hole, and we're going to create a little hanging piece. This is just to add character and texture. We're not going to hang it, of course, but I think it just adds some cute little detail. I'm going to knot it, cut off any excess, and then make sure that it's where I want it. Look how cute this looks. Oh my gosh, this would be great for a tier tray or any area in your home where you just want to add a detail. My friends, let me tell you a little bit more about Ritual. They are an online platform where you can find clinical backed multivitamins formulated with key high quality nutrients. And I gotta say, one of my favorite things is that they use traceable ingredients, non GMO, they are third party tested, vegan, and use no artificial colorants. And no matter how balanced my diet is or not balanced, Ritual does help fill in those common nutrient gaps. They also have a delayed release capsule that are really gentle on the stomach. And they just not only have multivitamins, they also have kids gummies, protein powder, as well as gut and skin health products. So I want to encourage you to join me on this journey and start a daily ritual you can feel good about. Ritual is giving you all 30% off your first month. This is a great deal. All you have to do is visit the link down below, use this code, or scan this QR code. Make sure you take advantage of this great offer. For the next Dollar Tree DIY craft, I'm going to take this summer tag. It's from Dollar Tree. We're going to remove everything from it, as well as a portion of the bottom. I'm going to mark 12 inches from the top, and then I'm going to use my blade knife. I'm going to score it. So the way I remove these particle boards is just to basically score it a few times with your blade knife. Then once you have it about halfway through, snap it. And then just clean off any excess portion with your blade knife. For this one, I am going to sand down the surface. It does have a little bit of a glitter to it, so this will remove it. I'm going to dust it really, really well, and I'm going to sand that bottom edge for a smooth finish. We are going to paint the backside white, but I'm only going to do the edges because that's all I need. And then I am going to later on cover the back, and I'll show you how I do that. So once I had all the edges covered and dry, it's time to distress it. Again, this is completely optional. You don't need this part. I just like the way the darker edges create a contrast on the tag. All right, we're going to bring in some drop cloth. This is one I've had for a while. Now, when you rip drop cloth, it does create a nice, beautiful frayed edge, and I want that to be on both long side edges. So I'm just going to cut here and there, making sure that I have maybe about a half inch to 3/4 of an inch on each side of the tag. I'm showing you here how I rip it. I just make a tiny slit with the scissors, pull it apart, and then it has that beautiful frayed look once you rip it. So again, I'm just going to keep cutting until I have the size that I need. All right, friends. So if you want to join my email list, I do have the link down below to do so. I send out one email a week with little uploads, updates, as well as any new news from my business. So if you want to join the email list, check it out. It is linked below. All right, so now it's time to iron it just a little bit. I want to have a nice flat surface. Now we're going to use a beautiful Adventure Awaits iron-on transfer from Dollar Tree. It's in the sticker section, and then I am just going to place it on the bottom side of the drop cloth. So here it is. We're going to remove it from the packaging, and then it did also come with some parchment paper. I thought that was great that you already have it. Now for this one, I'm not going to use the parchment paper. Now you can place it right on top before you iron it. It's probably preferred. I did it because I want to see if it's attaching or not. So I want to take my time, but I'm going to speed it up for you. Now I'm just going to place the iron right on top, and I'm going to slowly lift as I'm ironing. Now this took a little longer than what you're seeing because I sped it up for you, but just take your time and make sure that if it's not attaching, place it right back down and keep ironing and pulling as you go. So once I had mine completely attached, I think it's gorgeous, isn't it? All right, I'm going to bring in that parchment paper that it came with. I'm going to place it right on top, and I'm just going to flatten everything out, just making sure that it's nice and attached to the fabric. It does say that it does better in cotton or fabrics with cotton, so keep that in mind. It worked really well with the drop cloth. All right, so now we're going to attach the drop cloth to the tag. We're just going to add hot glue on top, the bottom, and attach it very well. I'm going to use some nautical rope to be able to hang the tag. Now, I've used this technique before. I'm just going to make a couple of knots, tie it really, really tight, and remove the excess rope from the top and the bottom, and hot glue it above both holes. We're going to do the same on the other side, and then we're going to take extra nautical rope, and we're going to put it in the back here in just a minute. Before we do that, we are going to cover that back, as I mentioned earlier, and I'm just going to take some craft paper. This is like packaging paper, to be honest with you. I'm going to hot glue it to the back with some hot glue. You can use adhesive spray, or you can use adhesive tape. Whatever you have on hand is fine. I'm going to cut off the excess, and that way it's just going to look cleaner and more professional. And once I had that in place, we're just going to add some nautical rope to the back. Nothing major or fancy. Just cut off whatever amount you want, place hot glue, and place it right there. And that's it. This one is stunning. I love this one. It's probably my favorite, but I would love to know what you think of this transfer. For the next Dollar Tree DIY craft, I'm going to take this piece of scrap trim board. It was leftover from a project we were doing. I'm just going to sand it down and just to smooth it out, to be honest with you. And then I'm just going to paint those sides. The board was already white when we purchased it. We did give it a fresh coat when we used it for our bathroom project, but the edges were natural wood, so I wanted to cover that up. All right, so here are the stickers. These are different options that I can use for this project, but I am going to stick with a beautiful one that says "Be Still." It's just gorgeous. Again, we're going to remove it. We're going to place it right there on the bottom right corner, leaving enough space and equal spaces on the edges for a nice equal look. So now we're going to place it right there. Again, you can hot glue if you want, but this one stuck really well. As you can see, it's not coming off. I'm going to take some greenery. This is a bouquet that I got at not Dollar Tree, Walmart. I'm going to remove 3 of the little branches, and then we're going to hot glue them to the left side of the Be Still. Friends, I would love to connect with you on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest, and I always have those links down below in the description box. Make sure you check it out when you're done watching. Okay, so I have 2 options here. I can go with a lacy bow, or I can just take some of these white flowers and hot glue them, and that's what I went with. I think it looked just nicer, and it really is just what I wanted to look like. So I'm going to hot glue those flowers after removing the little pointy stick from the bag, and look how cute this looks. Again, another one that's small enough for a tea tray, but it's perfect for any part in your home. What do you think? For the next Dollar Tree DIY craft, I'm going to take this wooden hexagon from Dollar Tree and some of these wooden blocks. I'm going to take 6 of them. We're going to create a tiny little ricer. Now, you can put as many legs or as little amount of legs as you want. I would put at least 3, but I am putting 6 of them. I know it's a little overkill, but I thought it would look cute to have 1 in each of the flat sections. Once it was hot glued in place, I am going to paint. I'm going to start at the bottom, paint everything, including the little legs, the sides, and the top. This is just going to make it nice and bright. But again, don't pick white if you don't want to. Pick any color you want. I'm going to sand down those edges. And once again, this is optional, just to create a little bit of dimension. This is very, very lightly. I'm just going to sand it down and create a little bit of dimension. There it is. Now I'm going to add the sticker. So these stickers I've used before, and I'm going to use this flower one. I just think it looked great. It's just a little detail on the ricer. And because this is going to hold my soap dispenser, I wanted to seal everything using Mod Podge. Now this is a dishwasher safe one, but I believe if you just use any Mod Podge you have at home, it should work. I did seal everything, top, bottom, and sides. And here I am placing it in my bathroom. This is what it looks like before I place the soap dispenser, and I'll show you what it looks like with the soap dispenser here in a second. And I think it's gorgeous. Now, I wish it was a little larger, but I think it's so adorable. I want to know what you think though. Let me know which one is your favorite. Thank you, Ritual, for sponsoring this video. Make sure you check out their link in the description box to take advantage of that 30% off your first month. And here's another video if you want to watch. Click on it. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.